How do you plan to fight the fight, champ?
Well, I plan to fight my new style, Howard. I want to announce here now the new style about landing a rope sometime, letting a man punch himself out. It is called the rope-a-dope.
The rope-a-dope.
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 Mm-hmm.
That's
the word dope honor.
It honors whoever chases
that
me
shit
in the
up.
ropes.
All right, that's the very point. What if Ron Lyle doesn't pursue you into the ropes? What if he backs off?
If he don't, then I'll just go into my defensive style, Howard, and move in and force him to punch. Watch this thing careful tonight. You will notice how I'll completely wear this man down. Watch careful. You'll notice how when the bell rings, I'll walk right out and take his shots. I'll force him. I offer him a deal he can't refuse. And after throwing 4 or 5 rounds of this, Howard, you're finished. He's got 15 to go. Notice when I go to the ropes, you'll see me cover up, blocking the vulnerable part, blocking the chin. I don't want no amateurs out there
Put
to
your
try
guards
this
up.
because it's also dangerous. You have to have fast reflexes. It takes
Put
21
guards
years
up.
experience to get away with this. But you will see me tonight literally take this man. He may win 2 or 3 rounds for the first 5, but after 5 rounds, this man will, Howard, he'll just be completely exhausted.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Simus, it's you and me. Simus, are you ready, man? Are you ready? It's
You
just
ain't
time.
ready.
It's time to
You ain't ready.
get this thing
You ain't
on,
ready.
Simus. What's
You
up,
ain't ready.
Simus? Welcome to Joe Boo Sports Report. This is the rumble in the jungle, man. Are you ready for it? There's been a lot of stuff about you and me, and I want to set the damn record straight, man. I want to set the record straight because I'm tired of this bullshit that is going on in Cowboys Nation. Because, see, what they trying to do to us is they're trying to divide and conquer. Because I know you are a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. And the only thing I really give a rat's ass about is seeing them win the damn Super Bowl. Now, maybe you got a different idea of how to get there than I do, but we all on the same team. Now, what you got to say about that?
We need a Lombardi. I'm sick and tired of us fucking over chances to get one. We all want to see it, all of us, no matter how we feel about this person or that person or this opinion or that opinion. I can say this. We all anti-ESPN. We all anti-Fox Sports. We all anti-pro football talk because any chance they get, they fuck us and dog us out. And that is one thing I'm sick and tired of because they don't know the team like you know the team, like I know the team, like other people know the team, and especially us lifelong diehard Dallas Cowboy fans. Period.
Well, Simon, I'm actually great. I'm actually grateful to actually have this conversation with you. What you guys don't know is we've actually been talking for about the last half an hour about the glory days of the Dallas Cowboys, and unfortunately, you guys didn't plow the same earth that we did back in the day, seeing the Dallas Cowboys at their greatest. The stuff we see now, it's all right, but it's nothing like the Doomsday defense. It's nothing like that rebirth in the 90s. It's nothing like seeing those Hall of Famers play and then being abducted into the Sports Hall of Fame. So, Simon, you've got a YouTube channel, and one of the reasons why I want to do this is we have an enemy, and my man Simon's pointed out. It here at YouTube. Now, Simon's been on here for a long time. I've been on here for a bit and things. The new enemy is the ESPNs and all that come through with all the bullshit that get us all fighting. Now, tell me about your background and how you became a Dallas Cowboy fan. I know you were born in Dallas, correct?
Oak Cliff, Texas, lifelong Cowboy fan. Generation with me started with my grandfather when the Houston Texans, when the Dallas Texans, now the Kansas City Chiefs left, he didn't follow them.
Yeah.
There was a new team, was the Cowboys. We stay at home. It's been at home. Tradition was passed to my uncle, grandparents, grandfather to me, and I carry that tradition proudly. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a lifelong fan. I never put a number on it because I started from the soil. I'm a child of the Trinity River, and I love the Dallas Cowboys. All this bandwagon and all this other talk, I didn't ever understand the shit because when you're from there, that's all you know. That's all I know. And when
Yeah.
people try to bash or trash my team, whether you enemy, whether you NFC East, whether you even a Cowboy fan, if you come wrong about my team, I will be right there to correct you. And that's it. I know my team, past and current, established 1960, something I take proud of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of it. And Texas is home. I live
Well,
in California, but like I tell anyone, you step in my house, this is Texas soil. And one of the things that I represent is the Dallas Cowboys, 5-time world champion,
mm-hmm.
America's team. Ain't no Patriots,
Oh,
ain't no Steelers, ain't no one. Anybody you see that, they lying. There's only one America's team, and that is the greatest sport team in the world, and that is the Dallas Cowboys.
okay.
Not
So
Manchester
let me
United.
say, okay, now there are many YouTube channels out there. This one is mine, and some
Right.
people like it, some people hate it. But here's the great
Yeah,
thing: is there are a lot of different Dallas Cowboys YouTubers out there. I guarantee you, there is one that is your taste. Now, you don't hold any punches on your channel.
no.
You will call it out. You will go full force. You will let somebody know I do not like you. Now, while I was waiting for you to come on, I was going through Twitter. You know, Twitter is like war. You go on Twitter,
Yes.
you just better have your boxing gloves and your helmet on because you're gonna get slapped.
Right.
I
Right.
saw the craziest shit ever, and I want to get your response to this.
Okay.
Somebody named Tyler Lewin or something or other said
Mhm.
that the NFL should rename the Lombardi Trophy to the Tom Brady Trophy and retire the number 12 for all the teams in the NFL. What's your response to that?
Hell no. It's the Vince Lombardi Trophy. It should stay the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever play. He's not the
Well,
greatest
hold on. He's the greatest quarterback to never get hit.
that too. He did
Okay.
it. He did it with a lot of controversy. To me, the greatest number 12 is always Roger the Dodger.
Thank you. So, and think about this. Oh, we're retiring the number Tom Brady, number 12. So, what happens to Roger? What
Right.
happens to Joe Namath? You know, Aaron
Right.
Rodgers, by the way, he's got 12 too. What the heck? Get out of here with that crap. You think that I'm going to go to AT&T Stadium and see the number 12 Tom Brady in the stadium and
No.
I ain't got Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? Are you crazy?
No.
That's the
No.
dumbest shit I'd have heard all day. Come on, man.
It's this era of football. We in this era, I can't say we because I don't do it. They like to label everyone the GOAT. The
Yes.
GOAT. They label the greatest of all time has been took. It's so watered down now.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, he was the greatest quarterback. When you grew up in an era, because we're older, so when you grew up in that era, you seen greatness do it. Seen Jerry Rice do it.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I hate the 49ers, that man to me is probably the greatest NFL player. What about Otto Graham? Did you
Yeah.
forget about Otto Graham?
True.
All the championships he won? Let's
Mm-hmm.
stop the bullshit. Like let's stop it. You can't just break it down to GOATs from the 2000s to
And it's a
in this
different era
era.
too because I look at Tom Brady and say there is no way he's playing to 45 if he played in the 70s or the 80s or even the 90s because this whole thing of I remember the playoffs when they literally swipe like that and he gets 15 yards.
Right.
Are you serious? It's like go back and look at how football used to be back in the 70s and the shots that Roger Staubach and those guys took. I guarantee Tom Brady take two of those shots, he's gone at 35. There ain't no this, that, and the other where you're 45 and can do that. Oh, he's just taking care of his body. He is. He's not taking hits. That's what it is. He's not taking hits. And even in comparison to like the shots that they allow on a Lamar Jackson or Dak Prescott, they don't allow those
Right.
hits on Tom Brady. They
Right.
don't. Well,
Look,
so
I'll say this: Ray Nitschke, Jack Lambert, Harvey Martin, Ed
Mhm.
Too Tall Jones, and Dexter Manley, and even Lawrence Taylor, they'd have killed Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. The Doomsday Deep, yeah, it would have been over with. Oh my God, I just
Ronnie Lott would have killed Tom Brady. Like seriously, I can think of several. Dennis
It,
Thurman would.
it was a different breed back then than what it
Yeah,
is now. It
yeah.
was no, concussion protocol. No, listen,
Right,
guys out there playing with broken bones and things. Ronnie Lott, they would literally cut his finger off at halftime so he could get
right,
back out there to play. And these guys, there are very few throwback players like that anymore. But here
right,
we are now, Simons, with this team. I often in 2020, I did this. I said, listen, because people would always say, well, Dak sucks and this team sucks. I say, well, let's take a look at our defense. And I said, how many players on the 2020 Dallas Cowboys defense could start for the 90s teams or the 70s teams? And I went through and I said, D Law, who was, still kind of in his peak, might have been second string.
right,
We don't have the same kind of talent that we used to. And people don't understand how good that 90s team. People always think about Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin, but they don't realize you had the best offensive line in football and you also
right,
had the number one defense. And those
right.
things matter. So knowing what we used to have with the teams before and what we have now, what would be your solution to getting this team together? Are you excited about Brian Schottenheimer being the offensive coordinator because he's just not Kellen Moore? You think Mike McCarthy is the guy? Will Jerry Jones, do you think, finally say, I ain't got much time left, I'm going all in? What are your thoughts?
Oh, I was gonna say this in a few days, and I'll say it here now. I need everybody to understand this is different. Jerry Jones is trying to get to Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It's about Vegas. Who gives a shit about Arizona? He's trying Operation Super. Everybody got to remember the Super Bowl is in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
He is gonna. We're gonna get what we want. We're gonna get. This is the year we finally get what we want. He's going all in. They're
You
gonna make
think so?
room.
You honestly think he is?
I believe in my heart he is. This is why Zeke jumped up quick to say, "I'll take a pay cut. I don't want to leave." They know they are. The game. I mean, the game wasn't even like in the books yet. And Zeke jumped up. I'll take a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
There,
But
it's
then his
about
dad came back and
operation.
said, no, that's not what he meant.
He's a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying?
Dad,
Grown
shut
ass
up.
man. I know he probably told him, "Shut up, Dad. You fucking with my money." Like I'm trying. It's Operation Las Vegas. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I call it. I believe he's going to do it. I believe, and it's not even being delusional. That's why these guys ran and had surgery. It was just a huge freeze storm down there. That whole Arctic blast came through.
Mm-hmm.
They were still trying to get to the hospital to go have their J-Ron Kurtz. All of them were trying to go get their surgeries.
Yeah.
They're trying to get this. It's about Operation Las Vegas. Now, the Odell Beckham thing, don't believe it. I do not believe it.
See, the thing about the Odell situation to me is that feels like an Eddie George move. You remember,
Right,
you're grabbing a name player that people have seen the great plays and stuff on it, but they don't
right,
realize that that person hasn't had more than like 500 yards in like 3 or 4 years. That's
right,
that's a band-aid type of a move. And I look at it from last year, and what it's okay to make mistakes, but it's the
right,
cover up that's the worst part. When you hear Stephen Jones say, Zeke hasn't lost a step, it's like, come on, everybody and their sister knows Zeke has lost a step. Now, that's not to say that he's not a worthwhile player to bring back, but either you don't really know football or you're
right,
lying to me. And neither of those two things are a good thing. And when Jerry says, well, we're glad that we did the Amari Cooper trade because of the things we
right,
did with it. And I'm kind of like, you paid $12 million to Michael Gallup, which to me, you had a guy who's on ACL. You let
right,
Cedric Wilson go, who, if Cedric Wilson had the numbers he had the year before on our team, he would have been the number 2 leading wide receiver on our team. And that
right,
even goes over Dalton Schultz. That's how bad our receiving core was this past year. And I'm sitting here saying, you spent $6 million in dead money for Amari Cooper, so you only saved 15. You put 12 on Michael Gallup, and you put 11 on Dalton Schultz. And now you're talking about Odell, who is probably, I'm sure Odell's not going to come in here for a ham sandwich.
right.
He's going to want like 15 to 20. So where's the savings that was such a smart move on that one. And I get accused of being, I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm just a Dak Prescott fan. And what I always say to people is, okay, if Dak's not your answer, then what is an answer that actually works? You never get that answer, or they'll say, "Oh, go get Aaron Rodgers." It's like, but Aaron Rodgers, they had a game against the Lions at home, a team
Right.
they know well, that it has a terrible defense, and Aaron Rodgers and their offense only put up 16 points. Why do you think bringing Aaron Rodgers and the baggage that is with him is now going to give us a Super Bowl?
Because he can win with the weapons, and I hate to say this, but it's just the truth. He didn't want to be there. Everybody have to understand this. This man does not want to. He's 39 years old. If he wanted to, he could retire right now. Now, I love Dak Prescott. I tell people this all the time. But losing to your conference rival the way he has the last 2 years, that's not it. Especially that
That team.
that game. It still stings. It stings. And let's be honest here.
I agree. It
Can't put that
stings.
on Gallup. You can't put that on Noah Brown. You can't put that on Zeke. It was on Dak. It was on Dak Prescott, and the whole 50 million people seen it. And that's my problem. Still to this day, it's like, all right, some of us, it's easy to listen to Shannon Sharp or someone to say this, but when the whole world's going, is this guy really that bad? And then you see it, it's like, okay. And I threw my hands up like, okay, enough's enough.
Okay.
Go get Aaron Rodgers. I was one of the first people to throw his name out. Like, go get Aaron Rodgers. It's getting to a point now, and now there's no more excuses. Now there's no excuses. The days of the Scott Linehan playbook are dead. The
Thank
vanilla
God.
playbook got thrown.
Hallelujah. I'm just, you know what? I am just happy that now finally the ties of Jason Garrett. Because see, people don't seem to understand.
Yes.
I still look at this from the situation of I don't have anything against Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore, comes up with some good stuff. But I think the problem is you are a product of your environment, and his environment has been Boise State to the Lions, and then under Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett, and now you are the offensive coordinator. Where is the postseason experience for you? The only postseason experience you have is you being in these games. And you look at the postseason experience we had with Jason Garrett, we didn't have any success. And that's where I look at it and say, you're just not experienced enough. And I'm just sick of hearing players talk about, well, they don't do anything complicated. We just looked at the film from last year and, we just followed through on what they did then. And that's where it's like we just need a change of offense. And unfortunately, whether you're a Dak fan or not, we're married to the guy for 2 more years.
Right.
So why not go out and say, all right, we got 2 years of this guy and we got to start all over. Push the chips in and say, we're going to support him and try and win whatever we need to do. Let's get the offensive line really good. Let's get wide receivers. Let's get the tight end. And now I think we actually may have an offense that'll suit them better with the West Coast.
I agree.
And go all in. Because it's great to say just draft a quarterback, but how good have the Cowboys been at drafting a quarterback? They didn't want Dak. They wanted Paxton Lynch and Connor Cook. It was just Dak was the only guy. Oh, let's just take him. And it turns out that he was good enough to be their starter. Tony Romo, he wasn't even drafted. Look at everybody else they picked up as a quarterback. It ain't been good. So for everybody's idea of, well, the Cowboys can just draft a quarterback, they suck at that. They do. And, this whole thing of just saying, well, sign Lamar Jackson. They're talking about $52 million for Lamar Jackson. And I don't know how many more hits his body has on him going forward.
Right.
Because to me, you look at Zeke Elliott, running backs. By year 4, that's the peak. They start going down. And this makes me worried about signing Tony Pollard to a long contract. Tony Pollard's already beginning to have kind of injuries. Are we going to look 2 years from now and say, why did we sign that contract with Tony Pollard like we did with Zeke? So there's just a lot of moving parts, and we don't have a lot of cash. So we either have to go ahead and do something with Dak's contract to say we are going to be married with you and hopefully take that money and get some parts to help him, or you bite the bullet this year and say, we're just going to go for somebody else the next year. But if your theory is right, I hope your theory is right about Las Vegas.
Yes.
Because
I believe it. I
you're not
believe
too
it.
far from Vegas, then, right?
No, I'm what 8 hours in the car.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, can a brother stay at your house if we had the Super Bowl?
I got you because I seen it coming.
You
After
know how much it'll be to be at that Super Bowl.
I would sell my house to be there because I just have a feeling we're gonna finally get. And it's like to me, I look at it like this is Stephen, Jerry, Will's way of going. Okay, Cowboy Nation, shut up. Here we are. This
Hmm.
Jerry's a Las Vegas guy. Stephen Wynn, all helping the Raiders get the
Hmm.
stadium so
That's
fired
true.
on. This is it. The ego man is he wants to be there. He got his guy. They got rid of Kellen Moore. I said it the moment he was, we're going to talk to Kellen. I want to sit down. Like, Kellen's gone. That's why I even said it
You know
on
what?
my video.
I tell
Gone.
you, that actually makes even more sense now that you say that, because I honestly felt like looking at last year that we were tanking. When we dumped Amari Cooper's salary, we dumped, Lyle Collins, we didn't pay
Yeah.
Connor Williams, they decided let's pass on Randy Gregory. I honestly thought the team was trying to tank to get rid of Mike McCarthy so they get Sean Payton and have money to be able to make a move the next year.
Right.
I honestly believe that that's what they were planning on doing, but kind of like the movie Major League, they played better where they couldn't sell the franchise. And all of a
Exactly.
sudden they started winning. That's when all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we could actually win this. And that's why they started scrambling trying to find a wide receiver.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like,
exactly what
wait,
happened.
this team, wait a minute, we're in this?
Right. I'm gonna tell you when it started. I was there, and I told Duke Bobbers when we were there when they beat the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that was the whole shit. We got something. And
Right.
then it went to the Giants game. And it was like, oh shit, we can actually right the ship until Dak get here.
Right.
And when started. And when they knew Dak was out there throwing that ball, I was like, no matter what happens at Philadelphia, they know they got something.
Mm-hmm.
They broke that bridge. Even now, and I know people going, oh no, this guy's a free agent. That guy's no. You don't get it. Oh, it's about Vegas. We can sit here and talk about numbers, stats, who did this,
Mm-hmm.
who did that. The moment they walked off the field, like the only thing I'm taking from Jerry Jones or Will or Steven, what they're saying is we're starting over at kicker. Throw everything else out the window. They love, I say it all the time, they love to pimp us through the media. They love to get on the
Oh my
fan
God.
and say the most
To
extreme
literally
shit.
let us know 20 minutes after the Eagles going to the Super Bowl that Kellen Moore is
Right.
gone. What? You mean you just
They,
decided that, like, during the game? Come on,
right.
man.
And they know even with media, if we keep this media marriage with Odell, they did it. When we seen it with what was it? I almost call him Julius Jones. We seen him do it with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
I remember the Melvin Gordon fiasco when he had the
Mm-hmm.
shirt on. We've seen these media marriages with the Cowboys. I remember the media marriage with Ray Lewis. They do the media marriage thing, and we're right there going, "Whoo!" or "No, you're gonna do that," or "Oh, let's get him," or "No."
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say it, hate to nudge you like this. Your boy Earl Thomas. Remember that media
Well, you know
marriage?
what? Let's clear the air on it, because I remember. I tell you what, you literally you scared the shit out of me when I was like, damn, this mother humper is gonna beat the shit out of me if I show up in Dallas. No, I do have a few. I do have a few people that end up giving me some information and stuff. And what they
Right.
had told me is that the Cowboys were strongly interested in Earl Thomas. Okay, and they said they were trying to get rid of damn, I can't remember. He went to the Eagles. That
Orlando Scandal.
Yeah, Orlando Scandrick, and they said
Yeah.
that they basically told him we'll throw him in there as well. And and I when I did the video on it, I said this is what I'm hearing. Don't shoot the messenger in
Right.
all. And I went through there, and so then people started. It was crazy because all of a sudden people were quoting me, and it was going through the Cowboys are trading for Earl Thomas. Cowboys are trading with Earl Thomas, and then Mike Fisher. Somebody kept asking him, and he was and between you and me. Oh, I guess now not between you and me. He was asking other people behind the scenes, where did he get this? Where did he get this? So I don't know if this was maybe the Cowboys were like, we don't want this out or whatever. But he ended up basically throwing me under the bus, saying there's nothing to this and all that, and it's bullshit and everything else, and it's not reliable. In which case, then all of a sudden, everybody just jumps on me. You're a clickbaiter. You're just, and it's like, whoa. And the firestorm was crazy on it. And I was just like, damn. And then I heard you literally, you went balls deep on me. I was just like, damn. And I forgot about that until somebody else was trolling me and saying, you're stealing stuff from Simus. And I was like, what the? Stealing? I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Simus, what the hell is a Simus? Because it didn't dawn on me. Because, I played special teams, right? I was the hot man on kickoff. My job was to be a wedge buster. See, y'all young people, y'all don't know what that is anymore because it's outlawed. But I had to run 40 yards down the field head first into 4 guys that are big guys and try and break it. Okay, that's how Nathaniel football used to be. But that's where that happened, and that just got like ugly as shit. And it was like, I'm not trying to cause any problems. But the funniest thing about that was 2 weeks later, it was like the Cowboys are trying to get Earl Thomas.
And because I tell people all the time, do not think that these guys don't watch you, Law, Quinn. They watch. Hell, I heard Steve Smith say 80-20 and lost my fucking mind. I'm like, oh my God, they watch our shit. Like I talk bad, dog.
That's no bullshit.
Yeah,
yeah.
He started Danny Dimes, and I'm like, the moment he said it, I told him, buy that, buy it. He was like, nah, they're not gonna do it. Look at it now. Like it's just, I told him, like when I first heard it, I called him like, you gotta buy that name, buy that phrase.
Too late.
I knew because it was so smart. I liked it. I was like, come on. They like us. They listen. They're not gonna sit here and go, oh, I heard Mark Holmes. You picture Shannon Sharp in front of Skip Bayless going, a guy named Mark Holmes said,
yeah, they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just my thing with us. We have to be careful. And I guess that's what I should have said in a more civil way. I should have said, be careful what you put out because everyone's listening. You're the people.
That's true.
And when I heard you, sounds like you did. Because I know when I first seen Earl go.
Your mic's kind of messing up. Your mic.
I'm sorry.
Is it kind? It's kind of like you're far off or something.
Okay, how about now?
It's about the same. Okay.
Still about the same.
You sound like you're an alien, kind of.
Oh man, damn Wi-Fi. Damn it.
Okay, that's okay. We can go ahead and just we're just going to go for a few more minutes. We've almost been a half. See, here's what's crazy. See, here's why I know we can get along, because you and I can talk like this and probably go on for hours and not even realize it. Because we've been we're recording for half an hour. We've been talking for an hour, just like that. So, I gave you the invitation to come on the channel and everything else. And I heard that you said that you would actually come on over here. It's a long way across the way to Joe Boo's man cave and hang out for a game and stuff. And I would definitely have an open invitation for you. We have fun. And, I hope you like,
okay.
Oh, there you go. It cleared up.
Yeah.
It's back.
Hey, I would come.
But
I hate Washington.
There's only one problem now. You got to eat. There's a lot of food here.
Love food. Okay. I'm a food guy. I'm a big guy. I love food.
But I just want us to win, man. It hurts to the soul. Actually, I've almost gotten numb to the pain now to expect it. I'd gotten away from when we had Romo and Jason Garrett and stuff, we'd be up by a couple of scores. In the back of your head, you would start thinking, how are we going to screw this up? Okay, because when you had like the Green Bay game against Matt Flynn where we're up 26-3, it's like, how do you lose that kind of thing? When you have you're up over the Lions and you have 3 interceptions in the second half and Megatron's making play, it was just like, how are we going to lose this week? I had finally started getting away from that, and when we finally beat Tampa Bay, it just felt like the skies. The clouds had parted, the skies were open, and I thought for sure that this was going to be the impetus that finally said, we can do this, that maybe, just maybe, this was going to be the chance. and then we branded that buzzsaw. But once we lost Tony Pollard, that's when I was
It
like,
was
we
over.
don't have a chance. We just don't
It
have
was
enough
over.
weapons to keep it up. And as much as I like Noah Brown shouldn't be my number 2 leading receiver on the team. There's just no way. And I can't look and say that the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl with Noah Brown and Dalton Schultz as their second and third leading receivers on the team. I just don't see that. And this is where I'm hoping. I'm hoping, Simon, you have given me hope tonight by saying that you believe that Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones are going all in for Vegas.
It's Operation Vegas. They're going all in.
I tell you
They're
what,
going all in.
if the NFL is scripted, that's the time you want the Cowboys to be at the Super Bowl because we'd all be there acting a fool, betting the house and everything else in Vegas. All the money would be going. They'd have more money than God if the
Think
Cowboys were
about
in Vegas. Are you kidding me?
Keep that. I'm telling you,
Oh,
no one
shoot.
believes me when I say this. You're gonna be shocked. That's why I smile. I tell everybody, I have no worries. We're gonna get what we want. Like we're gonna get it. Everyone wants them to open the books, to go all in. I keep hearing, do what the Rams did, do what this team
I'm
did.
not sure you want to do it quite the way the Rams did, where they gave up every draft pick in the world.
They are gonna go balls out. Sorry, no. They're going all in. I will be interested this year.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of this headache.
Thank
That
God.
Tony Romo had the headache called Scott Linehan.
Mm-hmm.
We had Scott Linehan, then we had Scott Linehan Jr.
Mm-hmm.
messing us up. I've been watching Kellen since he was in high school. Loved him at Boise State. His dad is amazing, an amazing man. But they all called the same vanilla plays that were damaging.
Yeah.
And from high school till now, there's no change. I know they're tired of it. I give it up for Mike McCarthy. He tried with this kid. He tried. It wasn't enough. He ran the
You
Kellen
know
Moore
what
versus
though? I actually here's my thing with that though. And this is my theory is he had to let Kellen Moore hang himself. He couldn't go
yeah,
to Jerry and say, Jerry, this isn't the guy. He had to let Kellen Moore fail in order to get his way. Because Kellen Moore was already entrenched. He inherited him. Okay. You notice how in every press conference, like, are you going to call plays? Well, no, the installer, he calls the play, and Kellen Moore is the installer. He made sure that it's not me.
right,
So when somebody blamed Kellen Moore, it's like, okay, all right, so now let's do it my way. Well, I'm
right.
going to get Brian Schottenheimer, that a guy that's worked here, my offensive line coach is another guy I'm familiar with. So let's just hope it's not a Mike Nolan situation with the guys he's bringing in. But here's what is interesting me about Brian Schottenheimer because I started looking at him with Russell Wilson because he was the offensive
Oh,
coordinator for 3
right,
years, 18, 19, and 20. Interestingly enough, I want to say 40 TDs, 35 and 31 TDs were Russell Wilson. I want to say 5, 7, and 13 were the interceptions. Those were the years where Russell Wilson didn't really have the running game. He had pretty good receivers, but Russell
right.
Wilson, those were actually the best years of the passing game that the Seattle Seahawks had with him calling the plays. The problem with the Seattle Seahawks, because most people, they'll say, well, Russell Wilson won the Super Bowl. Yeah, that was a team. That was like the Cowboys of the 80s the 90s and the 70s that had a great defense,
Right,
had a great running game, and your
right,
quarterback, you just got to be above average. 23 touchdown passes. Beast mode's running for 1,300 yards. You got the defense is number one in scoring defense and yardage and taking the ball away. I'll take that formula any day. And I feel like that's what I thought the formula was getting to with this team. I thought we were going to be better at running the football with Zeke, but I just don't think Zeke has quite enough anymore. Not unless we really get that offensive line fixed.
D'Amico Ryans was a player,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell people this all the time. D'Amico Ryans had good players around him that I look at it like that. I look offense, defense. Who are the coordinators? Brian Schottenheimer, former NFL coach, offensive coordinator, veteran offensive coordinator, versus anybody on defensive coordinator. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take that. Kellen Moore versus, we've seen it. I said this all the time. We can win regular season games. That's a given. I don't
Yeah.
care about that. What the hell are you gonna do in the playoffs? When
There you go.
he hit that, Kellen Moore versus D'Amico Ryans was a problem. And I tell people that all the time. It was a damn problem. And it was a problem that we've seen 2 years in a row. It was a problem. Something was wrong. Was it Dak? Was it this? Was it that? It wasn't, it damn sure wasn't Dan Quinn and the boys. What was the
No.
problem? It was either Dak Prescott or Kellen Moore. Because you heard McCarthy saying it's his plays. Not me. Don't look at me. I'm
Right.
head coach, but I'll let my guy do it.
Smart man.
Yeah, so now all chips are in. It's me. I got my guy as offensive coordinator. We got our brain trust, our algorithms or whatever he does. We're going to sit around, we're going to get a system for our quarterback. Meaning, we don't want Odell Beckham. Let the owner say what he want to say. Go get us another guy. We're out. Gallup is fine if he can get healthy. I want the kid from Boston College, but that's another story. I believe he fits what we need. He fits what we need. And it's like 1A, 1B with him and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
Then you can put Gallup, we're fine. Like, if you keep Zeke, cool, because Schottenheimer ain't about that running game. Contrary to what people think.
No, it's not. Not with the West Coast. And Mike McCarthy really isn't either. It is using that running back. He's running outside, or you're basically doing a lot of swing passes and screen passes to him, where it's like an elongated running game. I'm excited because we'll probably start seeing yards after catch, yak yards, because you're going to be getting the ball with guys going downfield as opposed to coming back to the ball. It's not so many curl routes and stop routes and all that stuff. It's about getting the ball in the hands of playmakers where they can move and get down the field, and that's going to be exciting. If you can get CeeDee Lamb with a head of steam going on and the ball in his hands like that, it'll be like, you remember Alvin Harper.
Yes.
The way he used to be on slant routes where he could take it to the house. But that opened up because you had everybody worried about Michael Irvin going downfield. You had to worry about the running game, okay? So you could play action and hit him with that slant, and he's gone to the house. You got to have playmakers.
That's how you got to use these guys.
Yeah.
And use Gallup like how we did. I think his name was Calvin Williams or Kevin Williams.
Yeah,
use him
Kevin
like
Williams,
that.
Yeah.
Go get us an Alvin fucking Harper. Sorry. Go get us an Alvin Harper now. You got the Michael Irv. You got the Drew Pearson. Go get me a Tony Hill, please.
Yeah.
Like, go get me a Tony Hill. Go get me an Alvin Harper type. Stop looking outside. You got the blueprint. You're the Dallas Cowboys. Use your own blueprint. Hell, you got a Bob Hayes. You got him. Sign him. Zeke, we can go. If you keep Zeke, cool. Let him take a pay cut, cool. More pie. Build a pie. So we can go get more guys.
Yeah.
Put it all in. I believe in my heart, no matter what. There might be a moment people go, oh, I can't believe this guy's gone. This is the time that we've been wanting to see. We've been asking for this man to do it. I really didn't want him to do it because when you press that button, that means Lombardi. You don't press that button. You don't open that floodgate. If it's for a divisional round win or even a conference championship. No, you don't do that. You're pressing that button going, we're going to Vegas. You don't even make a comment like that unless you're going to Vegas. It's Operation Las Vegas. I keep saying it. I believe it. The moment Zeke jumped up before one coach was fired or anything.
I want to be here.
He was just like, I'm not trying to leave yet. Hold on. Before you ship me to elevator somewhere, I'll take a pay cut. So that told me everything. And now Kellen Moore's gone, and Mike McCarthy literally put himself on the hot seat. Like, it's do or die now. We're here now.
Sounds like a winner. Well, Simus, I appreciate you coming on the channel today. Tell everybody where to find you, and I want you guys to go check out Simus and stuff. Looking at, I tell you what, the Mr. G30. I love the cover photo that you got on that one. That is hilarious. It's a spoof of Jerry Jones back in the day.
Oh man. I was waiting for him. I'm a huge fan of his. I was waiting for him to do that, and I was like, get them. Get them all. Like,
That's
we just,
hilarious. But tell
I
everybody
was
where to
like,
find you and stuff, and when you're usually on, and what you got coming up.
um, I will definitely talk about Operation Las Vegas. You can find me on YouTube, Simon Says. You can find me on Twitter, Simon Says. I'm getting ready to make a video this week. I'm very all over. Just when I have an idea, I make a video.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like
It's
me. You and I are a lot alike.
yeah. If I get the hair on my ass, like, all right, let's do it. And I just think a lot of people, again, without going in details, come through. I want to come back here
You're
again. We're
welcome
going to do this.
anytime, man.
Yeah, we're going to do this again because we're going to have an interesting off season. So
Okay.
this is just one of those off seasons, no days off, because there's going to be a lot going on. I can see it happening now. YouTube, Simon Says. If you don't know, come on over.
Also
Don't
on
do
Twitter.
your
Don't forget it on Twitter now.
I'm on Twitter, Simon Says also.
Yes.
So come on over. I'm over there too.
All right, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Definitely check out my man Simon Says. Like I said, it's hard hitting. It's hard. Be ready. It's hard hitting. Don't be scared though. Don't be scared because
Don't be
I can
scared.
tell right now he ain't nothing but a teddy bear. He ain't nothing but a teddy bear. But again, Operation Vegas. I ain't stealing it. I'm just telling you. He told me Operation Vegas.
Operation Las Vegas. I'm telling you now, Operation Las Vegas. That's what I've been calling it. Is Operation Las Vegas. I believe it in my heart.
All right.
100%.
You heard it from the man. I look forward to hearing more about this plan. And I will catch you guys later because we got that exciting game tomorrow. We've got the Pro Bowl, flag football.
Ooh,